crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility, ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly, I can fly.
Hello, my people. Only out, only in, only whatever you want. Back again. We are here to give you the voice. What do you think about Oli at the wheel? Kind of dark here, but it is what it is. Anybody? Say hi to us if you are in the chat somewhere. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Anybody? No? Maybe? Okay, people. So we're going to be here for at least 45 minutes. If I have some people in, in the chat. I don't know. So the demolition, man. Mo Salah just ran riot. 3 goals from Mo Salah. And also Nabil Keita. Yeah, I just hope that he can recover very quickly. So people, you have the link somewhere on top of the chat. You can click and come talk to us because I'm here for you guys. I don't know what is happening. Looks like my internet is very slow. The connection is not really good. But I just hope that you can handle this until the end. All right, people. So what we're gonna do now is I am going to share with you people some of the comment from So this is Man United official whatever Twitter account, and they said defeat. They don't even know what to say, right? 5-0 at home. Harry Maguire in the picture. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is to try to read some of the comment here. Hopefully, look at Sir Alex Ferguson in the stand. He was like, he said the club, he provided comfort and happiness to 3 generations of fans. He never got the club in the mud. I don't want this to continue. He deserves better. Okay, so apparently Sir Alex Ferguson also is part of, is one of the reasons why Oli is there. He chose Oli, he chose David Moyes. So I don't know. I don't know what do you mean by that, but give me a second, please, people. I'll be with you. Okay, let me go back to Oli at the wheel. Hello, Bobby Smokey in the house. Bobby, what do you have to say?
Hey, Ogs.
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for having me on. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Did you
I've
enjoy
got
the
a few
game?
things to say.
Okay. Yeah, go on, brother.
Hello?
Bobby, hello. Unmute yourself, Bobby. You muted.
I'm not. I'm unmuted.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
unmuted. It was
okay.
just I was getting an echo.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes, we can.
Ogs, let me go out and come back in. I'm getting an echo.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Bobby is coming back very soon, people. Phantom of many topics, please.
Okay.
What do you have to say?
As Manchester United, even if I was going to an interim game against Tottenham next week, I would do it. I would let Ollie go because he has just lost complete confidence in everybody around him. The players, the fans. I don't know about the management. I don't think the management's paying attention because they're trying to win a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, right? So they might not even be aware of what's going on in Manchester. Okay. They're just looking at the quarterly reports in terms of profits. But so that's what I think about Manchester United. As far as today, I think Anthony Taylor went overboard into, I guess he hates Man United even more than he hates Chelsea. He only gave us like 1 red card and maybe 2 yellow cards, but he gave them like 1 red card and like 9 yellow cards or something.
Well, you don't understand. Maybe you didn't watch the entire game, but he saved them. Ronaldo had a straight red card for sure. If he was another player, he was going to get a red. And then it was Fred. And then it was Bruno Fernandes. So for me, Anthony Taylor, sometimes you want to, there is nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt them. It just was too much.
Maybe he has a certain integrity and he says, I just don't want any kind of contact between the players whatsoever. And if you do, I'm going to give you a yellow card and it doesn't matter.
Man United were playing. They were angry. They were frustrated. You could tell. All those yellow cards were well deserved. There's nothing wrong that Anthony Taylor did there. He even just gave them some advantage, like, Ronaldo on the field for some reason. I don't know.
Right. Oh, and I think sometimes when we're doing chat, the full meaning doesn't come across of what we're typing. What I was saying about Matt Law was that he revealed some things, and I think Marina was the key person who got rid of Lampard, because Marina has Abramovic's ear. Had he gotten along with Marina, maybe he could have saved his job. But since he and Marina didn't get along, there was no chance he could have saved his job. That's all I meant by it. I understand you're a big fan of Lampard, so I'm not gonna, say anything negative.
I'm a
about
big fan of justice for all races, all nationalities, and the
Right.
way we treat English people, English managers, English players, black or white, is just not fair.
Right.
I'm supporting 100% Thomas Tuchel now, and you will see some people when he starts losing games, the same people who pretending to love him are going to give up on him. I like justice.
I want to ask
I'm
you a
about
question.
justice.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question though. I want to say hypothetically, if Lampard had never played for Chelsea and he was just a one-year Derby coach that was hired to fill the interim spot because we could not do the transfer window, would you still feel the same way about Lampard, or is it because
I support
have the
everybody.
legacy?
I supported Ancelotti, who never played for Chelsea. I supported Mourinho. I supported Conte, even when he wanted to sabotage the team by wanting Peter Crouch. I just give people the benefit of the doubt. I am against injustice.
Well, Conte didn't get along with Marina either, so
you see.
Yeah. So, but Tuchel. Okay, Tuchel was that way. He was a very abrasive, hard coach when he was with Mainz and he was with Dortmund, right? But then when he later on, after the Paris experience, I think he learned how to soften up, and he decided to use a softer approach. Have you noticed that he said, sometimes players need to be yelled at, but sometimes players also need to be hugged? I don't think Lampard was hugging, Rudiger or, Christensen, or let's see who else was not on his list. Aspie wasn't on his list, So I think some of these players, the senior players especially, were complaining to Marina and Lampard weren't agreeing on who to keep and who to let go. I think Marina wanted to get rid of Fico Tomori and Lampard wanted to keep him or something like that. And, there was a whole bunch of, disagreement. And I think ultimately that's what left. I think Lampard does have some coaching skills and he has some training skills for the younger players, but he does not have very good, quote unquote, man management skills, just like Jose Mourinho doesn't have good man management skills.
Well, like I said, man, this topic is going to take us for 2 hours. Nobody is going to accept. What you know. It's a lot of narratives, and especially when big account on social media got involved, because that's what we do. It was going to be very easy for me, make life easy for myself, switch to the popular opinion, get people opinion, get subs, get money, game over. But me, I'm against all kind of injustice. You use somebody for a certain period of time that nobody wanted you. You made him believe that he's gonna have a little bit of time to just change. We all thought that it was going to be completely different. Chelsea of building from the academy and with the mixed. Only 1.5 months of crisis, you give up on somebody? No, that is my problem. Yes.
Ogs, my brother, listen, I didn't want to make this about Lampard, to be honest, but I have to say something. First of all, I'm not into all this Marina, people trying to... I know we're living in a world where we want to hype up women and all that, but this woman has nothing to do with this. And I don't buy that nonsense. She's not that important at that level in the club. So her name shouldn't even come in here. Lampard left because he had overstretched his reach. Frank Lampard remains a Chelsea legend because of his playing career and all the things he has done for the club as a player. He came and stepped forward and took up the mantle at a time where nobody would touch the club, when we were kicked out of the transfer market for a season and a half and so on. And he did very well. But what makes these top managers is to be able to sustain their performances and to sustain the team's ability. Now, Chelsea is not a birthing club for managers. Chelsea is a top club that maintains top success and has been financed with serious money. So we can't play around. Frank did what he could. He knows in his heart of hearts, by the second season, it became too much. And it was time for him to move on. Now, the top breed of managers, look at them, Klopp, Tuchel, Guardiola. Yes, they face constant reinvention of themselves because people suss them out. They've got to go away and come back with something. Look at what Chelsea did over yesterday. Now, people would say they only played against Norwich. But the fact is that Tuchel, as he said in his pre-game interview, he said that we will find solutions. And boy, did he find solutions. Without Lukaku and without Werner, he decided to become more expansive using the academy. It is what it is, bro. It's not where the conspiracy comes in is all this talk of, oh, there was a sabotage in the dressing room, Marina this, Marina. It's none of that. Football's a simple game.
Yeah, this is a never ending because context, depending on our opinions, context won't play. If you tell people we didn't have a preseason and we have a COVID and we have injuries and we have players got the COVID and tired and it only took 1.5 months of some problems and we were going to be fine. Nobody's going to believe because we are all used to winning, sacking, getting the manager bounce, and then go from there. You mentioned here Klopp, how many years it took him at Liverpool to steady the ship, get rid of the old guard and then build his team and spend money. But it's always the narrative of we spent a lot of money. How many months of work with the so-called big money spending that Lampard had? Yeah, Tuchel come over because we were already in the process. Everything was going to come back to the normal and he took over. He did great, because you can see very good from outside. What you have to do, put the players that were, not considered under another manager, tell them, okay, now you have to win for me. That's what he did. It's all good. I don't want to even bring this because you're not going to convince everybody, especially when you win trophies. That's what Chelsea is all about. When you win something, nobody is going to believe the process. So
anyway, looking at Man United today, it's pretty clear and obvious that Oli is out of his depth.
Yeah, he's been there for 3 years. He's been there for 3 years with 6 transfer windows. Lampard got 1 transfer window, a lot of money, a lot of new players to adapt, to put together.
You don't have to allow someone to drive you to ruin only to prove a point. Oli shouldn't have been there 3 years. It's a problem. All this, give him time, trust the process, all this nonsense.
Trust the process is, I'm sorry.
So just the Chelsea, as far as I'm concerned, I support the Chelsea way. If you come in and you are not performing after a consistent period of time, it's time to move on. It's not the end of the world to change a manager. We're in it to win it. We're not in it to take part. And Oli today has just shown, do you know what? I just wish Man United keep him. Keep him, and see what happens to you.
The problem, I don't want to compare. I don't want to compare the Oli. Go. Listen, yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Hello, bro.
Right. Hello, yeah. Hello.
Hello, bro.
Frank? Yes, Frank.
Yeah. What is making me angry now is just about Ronaldo. What he did to Jones today. Ronaldo should have been shown a red card today. I don't know why the VAR didn't check about that. I don't know.
Yeah, because there is another refereeing is not the same when you referee against Messi or Ronaldo, against big names, because they bring money to the league. You need to be on the field. So I don't understand if it was a Chelsea player or anybody, it was going to be a red card because that was deliberate. Yeah.
Exactly. Anthony Taylor is a Manchester United man, born and bred.
Yeah.
What he does doesn't surprise me at all. You know, you're right. Ronaldo should have been red carded straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's we've seen Anthony Taylor. We know what he's all about.
We know who it is about. But today was too much, you know, because United, even the red card that he gave to Pogba, it was because people called him. They were like, yeah, this is too much, man. This is too obvious. This is a red card. And they called him to double check. That's why he gave him a yellow. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And they just pushed him. So for him,
it was Chelsea, and that's
that
ball would have been a red card.
3 red
and
cards
with a punishment.
Yeah, 25 million to pay.
With a punishment.
That is the way it is. So, yeah, Bobby, what do you think Ole is now? What next for Ole? Do you think they're gonna sack him or keep him?
My heart says keep him.
Yeah.
My head says I think his position is untenable. I don't see how he can continue. But Man United is a club that, you see, in a way, right? There are 2 managers that ruined top clubs in English football. That was Fergie and Wenger. They were successful, certainly Fergie. Wenger, after a while, his presence just became laughable. But Fergie had been successful throughout his 28-year tenure. And this is a problem to Man United because they keep looking for another Fergie. And the fact is that he just doesn't exist. And they have owners that are, I wouldn't say they're not interested in the club as such, but they're not as dedicated to the club as other owners. And so they'll just go along with what their board tells them. The truth of the matter is people like Ole should go. Man United should be a club that should be ploughing through managers now until they get the right person. You have to be ruthless. And that's why I go with the Chelsea way. But Ole wouldn't last at Chelsea for two months. He'd be out of there.
Yeah. That's the way. Chelsea perspective in the house. What's going on?
Yeah, greetings, Bobby, greetings, Frank, and I see DJ in the chat. Greetings, everybody.
Hey, Coach.
Right. Ole in, Ole out. Are you bringing the Lampard comparison here? For me, the problem is not sacking Frank Lampard. My problem was don't compare Ole's situation, who came with a lot of money, no transfer ban. You buy your own player and make your own team, and given time to somebody who came to save the club when nobody wanted, who promoted 11 academy product, is completely different. Who was out after 2 months of crisis, 2 months, and it wasn't like we are 25 points behind. It was like you win 2 games, you are in top 4. So I don't want people always to bring the Lampard, and I don't care. He's gone. He's gone. We have somebody else. We won trophies. That's the way it is at Chelsea. But the comparison always of situation, 1 transfer window, you can't compare 1 transfer window with 6 transfer windows. And you need pre-season. You
cannot compare Lampard with Ole because they are a big difference.
There's a big difference in circumstances.
There is a big difference there.
Chelsea perspective, give us your thought about what is going to happen to your brother Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Look, for me, I'd say let them keep him. It takes time to build a team, And,
that is sarcastic. That is you being sarcastic there. I think he's been there long enough. He's been there long enough.
Let me finish so you know if I'm serious or not. After all, Sir Alex Ferguson was there for years. He didn't win anything, and they were patient with him. They gave him time.
That is no modern football, though. That is no ball.
Can I finish? Can I finish first?
Yeah,
it took him time to build a team. So whenever they make a decision whether to keep a manager or let the manager go, they will always look back to Sir Alex Ferguson, most especially when they're dealing with a club legend such as Ole. So let them keep him. They're not Chelsea, Okay. So the guy will build a dynasty for them, and they will win a lot of trophies. Let them give him time. Okay. Let them give him time. Even Pep struggled in his first year. You know, so you should consider all those things before you make
it's not
such
the
decisions.
first year first though. He's in the 3rd years. That's the problem.
Well, if we're talking about Chelsea, then I'd say fire him. Keep him. It's a good idea.
This guy being sarcastic. You can tell.
You think?
Clearly.
Actually, Gary Neville was saying on Sky now that it looks like Man United will, no matter what happens, they'll keep Ole to the end of the season.
He said so?
They would. That's what he's saying. Well, they played together, didn't they? They're friends. They're friends.
I hope they should keep him so that he can play against us.
Yeah, and the truth is, Frank, the truth is when it comes to Chelsea, everything changes. You see the best of Manchester United. But the truth is, before we got to this level, I said that on WorldWideChels, and I said it on their podcast also. Manchester United, they spent a lot of money, but they weren't strategic in their spending. They didn't solve the problem they have. They have the best ball-playing defenders in the league, but they're not really defensively sound. They cannot defend. They can just pass the ball around, keep it. It is so good to watch them pass it around from the back, but they just cannot defend. And they don't have a good defensive midfielder. Then even if they don't have a solid defense, the defensive midfield can help protect the defense.
Yeah,
exactly. But those two problems, those two issues, they didn't solve it. Look at that defense. We have Rudiger, who's a warrior, and then it's a mix of ball players and guys who are aggressive. When it comes to a fight, you have somebody that will fight for you, and it won't even be obvious that person is fighting.
Harry Maguire
you get the difference now.
He got a big head like mine, Harry Maguire.
So they were just wasteful in their spending, very wasteful, just like Arsenal.
I think United's major problem, and as far as I'm concerned, is the coach. They've got enough in terms of the players to do what they want to do, but they don't have somebody that knows how to use them. In my opinion, I don't think they'll ever get anywhere until they change the manager for somebody who is talented and able to make a team. But another thing I really want to ask guys is this Mo Salah thing. It's a bit of a curious situation, because I'm very much of the opinion that Mo Salah, don't get me wrong, he's a great player and he always had the talent that needed to evolve. But I think Mo Salah is one of those players that has managed to stumble across a team, a system, and a manager that knows how to use him. And if he was playing for somebody else, I don't think he'd be as effective at all.
Well, with all the respect, I respect your opinion, but I think he's the best right now in the world, Bobby.
Yeah, can you try and see something from Bobby's perspective right now? Under Jose Mourinho, Salah will struggle. He will have issues with Mourinho because he doesn't really help defensively. Just see from that angle, and then you see that doesn't take away from his performance. He's a good player, and right now he's arguably one of the best players in the world. But think about it. What Bobby brings to mind is he's under a manager who understands how to bring the best out of him, and it's happening right now. So under a coach like Mourinho, who no matter who you are, you're expected to track back, defend, and Salah cannot do that to the measure I think Mourinho will like. So he'll have issues playing under Mourinho. So Bobby is not. I understand that Bobby is not condemning him as a player. Arguably, he's the best player, one of the best players in the world right now. But I get Bobby's point.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm not condemning him.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And that comes to the point, even what we were discussing about Kalim Hudson-Odoi. Certain players are just flair players. They have the end product. So you let them do what they can do best, and then let other people do what they do. Look at even Neymar and Mbappe or whatever. You sometimes... Yeah, what do you have to say, somebody? Frank, you want to say something?
What I'm just trying to say that there are coach that in every coach they have their own particular player they can work with. It's just like this Jordan Klopp and Mo Salah. It's just in your particular player. He don't care whether you are defensive or not. What he wants is just to deliver for him as a player, as a striker.
But I think right now, let's be honest. You put Mo Salah in the Chelsea team, he's going to score goals. He's going to score goals in any team that you put him right now because he's older, he's on his prime. But back in the day when he was a baby, nobody wanted to see him at Chelsea Football Club. Bad attitude, he can't track.
Can I argue this?
Yeah.
You know, if you understand Tuchel's style of play, had Tuchel been the manager at Chelsea then, Salah will be a huge success because Tuchel believes in just letting the player find your own solution by yourself. He doesn't micromanage. What he yells at players is just tactical, that is instructions, not where to be, not how to play the ball, which Mourinho wants to do in most cases. So it had Tuchel being the manager then at Chelsea, I can assure you Salah will be a huge success because Tuchel gives you the independence to improvise, decide what to do, make the best decision that you know what will work for the team at that particular point in time. So I don't think it all comes down to Mourinho, whether he denies it or not, whether he comes back to say that we should be thanking him for discovering him in the first place. That doesn't matter. The truth is Salah will always struggle if he plays under Mourinho.
Mourinho got rid of him. Mourinho had Drogba, Anelka, Kalou and Salah at one point, and he decided Salah wasn't for him. So it wasn't a Chelsea thing as such. It was Mourinho at the time who just didn't want him. Now Mourinho did a lot of good things in terms of silverware, but he wrecked a lot of players. He got rid of Salah. He got rid of De Bruyne. He got rid of Lukaku. Bamford. He stifled Mikel. He stifled that guy. He made Mikel scared of playing forward.
A very silky player like Mikel. Silky.
He's one of the most
if you look at those players, sorry, Bobby, I didn't mean to cut you off. If you look at those players, the most talented of those players, the issue has always been that they can't defend.
Let them do what they can do best, right?
Exactly. So I'll let Bobby continue. And also I'll say, Ice, you're so cold every time I see you. I need a sweater.
Wow. Greetings to you too, my brother. Greetings to you.
It was really sad. You know, I've watched a lot of Chelsea, especially around that time. And I've seen these guys play close to close, up and personal. Yeah. Mikel was always one of the most talented players in that team. But he was stifled, he was stopped from going forward, and he came as a kid. Imagine doing that to a kid. So Mikel got to a point where, you know, when Mikel was good in midfield, Chelsea were good as a team. But he got to a point where he was even scared to pass the ball forward. Mikel was always passing backwards, sideways, and that was Mourinho. You know, that was Mourinho. And
when Sir Alex Ferguson, I think they went for a preseason game. They played a preseason game in Nigeria. I've left Nigeria then, but I followed the game. So he was interviewed. His answer was that they at Manchester United, Mikel would have become a better player under his tutelage. And I don't argue that. Because they were fighting for him because of his creative ability. In the final third, he was being compared to Zidane. The person that discovered Zidane was the person that discovered Mikel. That's how good the kid was then. And thank you for bringing that up, Bobby.
Let's listen from Ice. It's been a long time. Blue Ice, what's going on?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I don't know if I have to celebrate Man United losing or I have to be sad because Liverpool are catching up on. It's confusing, man. It's just confusing. I don't know how I feel right now.
I wanted joy that much.
But you know what? Yeah. I'm happy this is happening now to Ole, and you know why I'm saying this? It's because of what he did to Labil Pogba.
Okay.
This is what you call it comes back in your face. This is egg in your face only. In a game like this that has political impact.
Okay, political impact.
Of course, you bench for Pogba. What are you trying to do to the kid? What are you trying to do to the guy? No, I'm being like what? Even if he is in bad form, a game like this, Paul Pogba should be your henchman in the midfield. I think the guy that should have come off the bench in this game should have been Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
And then you push, and then Sancho. Anyways, and so then you bring in Paul Pogba when you're 4 goals in the hole. Of course, Paul Pogba is going to come in susceptible to a red card. Of course. What do you expect?
Good argument there.
What do you expect? He's going to come in exposed and vulnerable. What do you want him to come and do? What do you want him to come and do? And trust, and this is a Paul Pogba that Man U was built around.
I see you are a Paul Pogba fan, boy.
No. It's not that I'm a Paul Pogba fan. It's just the truth. Now the stats are showing it. What happened is you brought in Paul Pogba as your main man.
But he got a red card.
No, not for this game. I'm looking at the general big picture.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at big picture now for Manchester United. You first brought in Paul Pogba from Juve, from Turin. You brought him in and said, let's build this empire around Paul Pogba. Kind of. Then for some reason, I don't know, you guys felt it's not working. Then you brought in Bruno Fernandes. So the mantle shifted. Then Paul Pogba now had to start competing for positions. If you understand what I mean. He used to be the main man in the middle. As soon as Bruno Fernandes came in, Paul Pogba started competing with McTominay and Fred, like in a game like this. So
honestly, it was.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. It was.
Yeah. So and then you've been doing this now to Paul Pogba for a very long time, meaning you don't really trust in him. Now you've given Bruno Fernandes the mantle, and Bruno Fernandes looks like he has that support. Now you bring in the GOAT himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. So the power has shifted again. So now Paul Pogba is almost like your 4th option. Imagine.
Didn't we say something about right here on Fans FC? Didn't we say something about Ronaldo? The signing of Ronaldo would bring more problems than solve problems for them. I think we had that discussion.
Yeah, I just feel, to be honest with you,
go ahead.
In my humble opinion, sorry not to cut you off, just to wrap it up on my end. I just feel today's game is symptomatic of Ole not building the empire around Paul Pogba. Today's game, because I feel Paul Pogba should be the henchman. Everything should be revolving around Paul Pogba. It should be Paul Pogba, then McTominay and Fred, then bring in Bruno Fernandes in the second half in a game like this. Because why? You know why? Paul Pogba knows how to create from deep. And when you know how to create from deep, you force the Liverpool guys to come at you. And when they come at you, the channels open up.
Yeah, look, I see you make a great point there, but the truth is there's something Bobby did mention at the start of the show.
Yeah.
The whole thing comes down to the person at the helm of things at United right now. He doesn't know what he's doing. Because again, there are so many the issues. I think has many layers. You could argue that they don't have deep enough squad. They have big squad, but they don't have too many that will help them solve the issue that they are having right now.
But either way, Paul Pogba is typically a designated big game player.
I understand, but you have to understand it's a team game. It's not Pogba United. Let me just talk like Oaks right now. Like he said, it's not Lukaku. Chelsea's not Lukaku United. It's not Pogba United. They should be able to perform whether Pogba is on the pitch or not. That is my argument. It's a team game. So it all comes down there. Like I said, there are so many layers to the issue they're having at United right now. They made the wrong signings. Ronaldo was just a PR signing. He creates more problems to them than solve many. Because even when he's underperforming, this guy will find it difficult to take him off the pitch. It has happened on occasions right now. Even though he would just be standing around and not offering anything, they just leave him there. And once he scores one goal at the end of the day, that sweeps every other bad thing he did on the pitch under the rug. And today, if you ask me, I'd say he wanted out of this game. If there's that possibility, he could have just said, take me off. We did that growing up. When your team underperforms, you act like you've broken your leg so that they will take you out.
Are you talking about Pogba?
Now I'm talking about Ronaldo. At the time, it seemed as if he wanted out. Just go ahead. Go ahead, Oaks.
Can we listen from Bobby? Bobby, is
yes.
Ronaldo creating more problems? What's going on with Paul Pogba? Do you think Pogba, Ronaldo, what the problem, Bobby? The voice of reason.
It's a mixture of all of the above, really. First of all, definitely, I don't think United don't lack strength in depth. I don't think they do at all. They just lack somebody that knows how to use the players. Look at Liverpool. If Liverpool had the Chelsea injuries Chelsea have, for example, if they're without Mane and Salah, they're in big trouble. They're in big trouble. Now, is Klopp a man that will know how to use the players he's got? Probably, but they won't be as effective. Now, Chelsea get these sort of injuries to their main strikers, and what do? They dig deep. They go into the academy, as it were, and then they they play differently up front and play people like your Callum Hudson-Odoi in the position you'll like him to play, and he did well. Now, as far as Paul Pogba is concerned and Man United, it's deeper than that. I'm with Coach here. I'm with Coach Illa here. You can't just say, because he hasn't put the team around Paul Pogba, that's why they've got a problem. They've got a problem because he doesn't know how to use those players. And of course, having somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo in a team like this, or indeed any top English team, it's a real headache. Because as you say, if he doesn't play well, he throws tantrums. You can't take him off. You take him off. He does. It was a publicity buy. It was a panic buy in many ways, and now they're stuck with it because it's going to take a very strong manager indeed to be able to tame him. But will he be allowed to tame him? Because when you're spending that much money on the wages of a player, the board will want him to play.
It's time for Paul Pogba to sign.
Okay, we have
find another team. Find another team and bounce, man. That guy.
He's looking to do that, isn't he?
We have Herbert, our
contract.
Great way to put those things together, Bobby.
McFred is in the house. Our brother from Man United.
How about, believe me, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. And reach me if you
know how you feel, so don't bring that kind of don't bring that kind of spirit to cover more. You don't know how.
Okay, so I found the
past tense and the past participle.
This is the
flew, which is a past tense. We want to get the past participle. Look at what a mathematician will do.
Only at the win.
Grew. All over grown.
How did this guy come up with this thing? This guy that's writing on the board.
That's the only in the dressing room.
So we can represent it with y.
Y.
Then cross multiply. Y we times this. Y is times in grew equals flew. We times grown.
Only at the wheel.
That is cross multiply. So to get your y, divide both sides by grew. Divide
so you
both
get
sides
flu.
by grew. So that grew we cancel grew.
You get flu.
Here,
Y is equals
G
to
we cancel
flu.
G. R we cancel R. E we cancel E. W we cancel W. So Y is F L O W.
Wow.
And therefore,
I watched this in before and I was like, what the heck?
He's right, though. He's right, though.
Everything that's correct if you understand mathematics.
Herbert, that was
only.
only.
Yo,
Only
where you
at
get
the
that
wheel.
link, man? Yo, send that to me. That actually was a nice brain teaser, man. Yo.
Herbert, talk to us, brother. Herbert.
That was good, man.
Herbert, talk to us, brother. And we have
Yeah, look, yeah.
How about you? Okay, brother?
You'll be okay, man. Don't
It's
worry
all love.
about it.
It's all
It's
love.
only
Yeah,
five
it's
goals.
all
It's
love.
only 5 goals, man.
Man,
Oh no, he's even lost his
I'm not even
voice.
sad. I'm so happy right now. This is the only time I'm ever going to celebrate a loss to Liverpool because
Yeah.
I know about
Why?
this result is going to have serious consequences. So he's going to be out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gone. He will be out.
He'll be out.
Yeah.
Are you
So
sure?
then we can actually try to, have some kind of a system and coaching going on if we get the right manager. And
There
with
we
the
go.
squad we have, we can do exactly what Chelsea did because you had the squad as well. You just didn't have the manager. So, yeah,
I really
so I'm
want to
more than
ask a
happy,
Man
man. He's
United
gone.
fan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bobby
right.
wanna ask a question.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
more or less answered it. Because I was wondering, how much is enough? What?
This is the final nail. Definitely the final nail in the coffin.
Oh, the coffin.
You
The
can't
coffin
come
is
back
shot
from this.
finally.
See?
Alright.
See what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
here? Mind you, Mourinho tried to scapegoat Paul Pogba. He got canned. Ole tried to not play Paul Pogba. Look what's happening now. It's something. A story is telling itself, man.
But at some
No,
point,
but Mourinho never lost 5-0.
you should start checking whether Pogba himself is the issue.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No,
he
I
needs
don't
to
think he's
leave.
the issue.
You're right, Chelsea perspective. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he
Paul
needs
Pogba,
to
he
leave,
needs
but
to
he's
bounce.
not the issue.
He needs to show initiative and bounce.
Okay,
You're right.
so we
Yeah, he needs to
have
go.
our brother from the Burton Bowlers in the house. Been a long time, brother. What do you have to say?
Max is in the house.
Hey,
Hey,
boys.
Max.
How you doing, guys?
Welcome,
Only at the
Max.
wheel.
Hey.
Only in.
You know what? I'm so upset with Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool today. Yeah.
Why?
The reason I'm so upset, if you beat Manchester United, yeah, but don't beat them 5-0. Just beat them 2-0 or something. Because beating them 5-0, that's going to speed up the Ollie out, man. I want Ollie in.
Yeah.
We need Ollie in as long as possible.
Trust the process.
Now I
'Cause-
understand.
The process.
Yes, that's right. Because as long as
Now I
Ollie is in,
understand.
Manchester United have got no chance. But if they get a serious manager, like a Conte or someone like that, then
they
with
might.
the players that they got, then they can cause some serious damage, man. But as long as Ollie is there, then I'm happy. Because I've said it at the beginning of the season, people are laughing at me. Everyone thought when they bought in Varane, when they bought in Sancho, and then Ronaldo was the final piece in the jigsaw, everyone's got to be worried. I said, look, this side is not balanced. This side is going to do nothing. I've been on stream
Balance
before.
is the word, yeah.
I said, I am not worried about this Manchester United side. And when I came on here earlier, I heard you guys talking about Paul Pogba. I've said it for ages. Paul Pogba is best position is playing off the left in a free role where he's got no responsibilities. First game of the season when they won 5-1, Pogba had made 4 assists in that game. Why? Because he had a free role. When you
Keywords, free role.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
exactly.
And you remember when a couple of seasons ago when Mourinho was their manager, Pogba, when he was playing Pogba in the 2, it never quite worked. Then he moved him to the left. They started to get the best out of him, and they started to improve their results. And then all of a sudden, Sanchez became available, and they bought Sanchez, and the same thing happened. They had to move Pogba away from the thing to accommodate Sanchez, and it went downhill.
Exactly.
Manchester United have too many attacking type players in the team, not enough defensive midfielders, and not a good manager. So with that concoction, they were never ever gonna be serious competition for us this season. But I said, if Ollie goes,
recipe for failure.
It is.
Concussion is a recipe for failure.
Max, is it the system or is it Paul Pogba himself? Or is it a bit of both?
It's a bit of both. Pogba, when he was, it's Pogba's best period in his career was when he played for Juventus. Juventus had Pirlo and who was it? There are 2 midfield bodyguards for him. Gattuso.
No, it was Vidal. It was Vidal.
Was it Vidal?
Vidal. Sorry, Vidal. Yeah. Anyway, so two guys who sort of done the donkey work and allowed him to do the free roll. When in France, you know, Kante, everyone knows Kante performs the role of two players anyway. So with Kante there, Pogba's allowed. You know, again, sometimes they had Matthew. What's his name? What's his name? Matuidi. Yeah, he's gone now. But they used to have two.
Yeah, they didn't
guys,
even play a left winger in the World
there
Cup.
are two guys who were helping him, and then they just said, "Look, you
Blaise
do your own
Matuidi.
Matuidi, that's it. Yeah. So then it's like you do your own thing, Pogba, and these two would do like the donkey work. At United, they just can't do that because they got Fernandes. If Fernandes wasn't in the side and Pogba was doing the Fernandes role, then I think he'll be reveling
exactly
more.
what I was saying. Yes.
Yeah.
In
that role.
No, but you're saying a different way.
No, that's what I'm saying. That the project should have been Paul Pogba in that Fernandes role, and then bring Fernandes in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
But you know why we use him like that?
That's
We
what I'm
use him
saying.
like that because we look at Paul Pogba. We look at Paul Pogba because he's so big, he's so athletic. We'll think that he can do every kind of role. You know, make him play as an 8 or as a 6, but we never play him in his best position. That's the biggest problem because he's so good. And we have to play him left wing, right wing, but we never play him in his best position because Fernandes has to play every game and he never gets substituted.
Yeah, so sometimes I think Fernandes should be out the side because for a lot of Manchester United fans who I know, because obviously Fernandes scores a lot of goals and assists, but a lot of Manchester United fans I know, they don't, surprisingly, they don't rate Fernandes. And I say, well, they say
I don't rate him. I don't rate him like that. I don't rate him like that.
They say that he tries.
Because there is this misconception that if you are a number 10, you have to give away the ball. I know plenty of number 10s, even the best number 10s, they don't give away the ball. Like Schneider, Iniesta, Riquelme, they don't give away the ball. So what's this?
Because he will get one pass out of 10 right. They don't. When you see the highlight reels, he looks good on the highlight reels.
Exactly.
But when you're looking at the 90 minutes, it's only going to be 1 in 10 which are really good passes from him. All the other times he gives the ball away, gives away possession.
He's a volume player, actually. He's a volume player.
Yeah.
Most importantly for me, Max summed it up when he said balance. That's one of the issues. And remember, it doesn't end in just lack of team balance. The manager himself, he's clueless. There's like I said, there are layers to the issue they're having right now. And the combo of all of them is a recipe for failure, like Max did put it. So I'm with Max on how the issues they're having right now. And it's not an easy one to solve because the transfer market is going to come around before you be able to achieve balance. Although if they have a better manager, there's that possibility to still like find a way to make it work, you know? And again, the 2-word sentence, free roll, give what's his name, Pogba, the free roll to roam around, you know, use his abilities, give him the independence to improvise. And that solves a bit of a problem also. But in the midfield, they don't have a good enough defensive midfielder to protect what I call what they just have at United ball playing defenders.
Chelsea
They're not
perspective.
defensively sound. Yes.
Let me say something. You see the thing, you're absolutely right. Mind you might not have very good defensive midfielders, but if you have a good, like you said, free roller, Roma in front of them, you know what that person does? Is the person because the person is so good at keeping the ball up front, he takes the pressure away from the people behind him, so they don't really have to defend that much.
Yeah.
They just do little tackles here and there, and that's why you need somebody like Pogba in that spot. So yes, they might not have a good DM, but they might have something that will work in the short term.
Okay, I think ultimately, Man United's problem is the manager. You know, we talk about the players, and I just think United certainly have enough, but this manager doesn't know how to use them. And I'm going to use an example. I know Orgs won't like it, but it is what it is. You know, it's that.
It is what it is.
Orgs, I love you, man, but I've got to use this.
Lampard, go on.
Yeah, you know, under Frank, Jorginho looked pants. He would use him as a lone CDM, and Jorginho, who lacks pace and physicality, was exposed time in, time out, to the point where we were even talking about selling him. Another guy comes in who understood how to use him, and saw him as a man that can't be in the middle alone. He needs to be in a pivoted 2 or 3. And Jorginho is now winning global awards. Yeah. So, you know, it's about the nous of the manager. A manager that knows what he's doing, if he steps into that Man United squad and organizes them, you will see an entirely different team. You then start seeing the talents. You know, people say, okay, Pogba needs to be freer. Yes, you let him play freer, but then you put the people behind him to protect him. And, you know, that's just it. And they've got those people already in the team. It's the manager that's their problem. That's why I say long live Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. May he stay in that club for another 10 years. It's all good, bro. It really is. Great. Trust the process. And, you know.
I agree with what you're saying. That's what I said about man. Because look, if you look at us last week, we had 3 defenders out because obviously Rudiger wasn't playing and Silva wasn't playing. So obviously you had Christensen, Smalling Sarr playing his first game, and we had Chalobah. Okay, we did concede a few chances to them, but our defence was still quite decent. Okay.
Yeah.
Manchester United do not know how to press. Okay, they tried a pressing game today and it was pathetic. Liverpool just played through it. If you look at the way that Man City press, Liverpool press, we press, or whatever, the positions that the players take up in the press, especially when Manchester City played against us the other week, if you looked at it closely, all the positions that they took up, that's done day in, day out on the training ground, okay? Manchester United today, what was that? You know, there was no sort of pressing, well, no positions. They weren't taking up any set positions at all out of possession. And the only way United were going to win this game, because I've got a brother who supports Liverpool, we're discussing the game before the match. The only way I said Liverpool, Manchester United, if they played like they did against Man City last year, where they just play counter-attacking football, because it's easy to set up your side to defend low block, isn't it? So most managers in the Premier League, that's what they do, set up the low block, and the Manchester United have got the people to attack on the counter. What hurt United today was that Liverpool scored so quickly and they had to come out and play. So as soon as that goal went in, those 2 goals, then Manchester United were just getting picked off time and time again. And as Bobby said, it's down to the manager, because the manager doesn't know how to press, and you know, and the coaching is definitely poor, and so that's why I for one would just love him to stay at the club, because as long as Ollie's at the club, as I said before, then I don't fear United.
No threat.
You know, when they
always beat us. They give us hard time.
I think Max just brought up a very, very important point. You see, the pressing thing, you don't just run at players. You have to be strategic about it. And that reminded me the way Manchester City pressed out in that 1-0 loss at home. Their pressing was so strategic. It was as if they knew who each Chelsea player would want to pass the ball to. They were so strategic with it that our players, that we were startled. We didn't know what to do. We had to just sit back and just lose the ball, lump it forward, that's kick it forward so we don't lose it in our area. That's a great lesson to learn from what Max just said there. If you're gonna press, you have to be strategic about it, or your opponent will just expose you.
You mean the same way we pressed them in the Champions League final?
Exactly. We pressed them that way, but now it looked as if Pep, after that Champions League final, started preparing for that game that we lost at home. Because that didn't just happen. It's something you practice in training ground. They knew, it's as if they mastered our plays individually, knowing if Alonso had it, he's going to look to move it to his left. He's going to cut back or try to pass it back to whoever, you know. I mean, I watched it and I knew immediately that they start preparing for that game that just a week before. It was just after the Champions League final.
Jesus was the X factor. I know we're not going back to that game, but for me, Jesus was.
No, but just to touch on the point that Max made here, that the mistake Manchester United made, their pressing was horrible.
Yeah. And you know what else as well? It's not only the training, what they do on the training ground, and everything else. It's about the psyche. Your manager getting into, because we could see Pep again when they played against us. You're not losing to this side for a fourth time. You cannot lose to this side for a fourth time. And it gets into the mind of the players. Manchester United, they've got too many prima donnas. Yeah, there's a lot of people who want to be the big I am. I want to be the superstar. Like
oh no! Just keep talking. Don't stop, Max. Just keep going.
Because as soon as they signed Ronaldo as well,
that
was a vanity buy. Just like remember back in the day when we bought Shevchenko and people like that as vanity buys. Where were they going to fit into the team? Did they have a plan for Ronaldo? Obviously not, because they weren't planning. Obviously, Man City wanted him because they were looking at him, but then all of a sudden, I don't want to go Man City. Let's take him. But how are we going to use him? I don't know. But let's take him because he's a world-class player. He's a guy who doesn't want to press it. He's an older guy. He'll get you goals. Don't get me wrong, because obviously he's won them games before. But he's not going to be a guy who's going to be running around pressing anymore. Why? Because he's 36 years old. Okay. And so Fernandes, he wants to be the big man as well. Pogba wants to be the big man. So they got these guys. Sancho was the main man at Dortmund. You know, so they got all these people, these egos.
Bring Sancho to Stamford Bridge, man.
Okay, so people, we still have 10 minutes to go. We're gonna listen from our brother Herbert from Man United. Where we go from here? Who is coming in? Zidane, Conte, or I don't know, Lampard? Who is coming? Oh, hey, Steve Bruce.
I don't want.
Yeah, Bruce is out of job.
But I don't want another English.
Also, Big Sam. Big Sam is there. Tell us, bro. Talk to us.
Yeah. We are not Arsenal yet, so no, I don't want Big Sam. We are not Arsenal. I don't want the English Ollie in Lampard. I don't know about Conte. Will he take the project, because he is very much dependent upon how the management works. And I'm not sure with Zidane either, because why would he tarnish his legacy? Maybe because Varane and Ronaldo are here, so he might come there. But I think calls have to be made. Obviously, we have to overpay for the managers now. So that's another issue. And I hope they come with a contract of 2 lengths. I don't want this 3 lengths or interim kind of thing. And I hope whoever comes in, they just kick out all these coaching staff, namely Darren Fletcher, Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, especially Mike Phelan. These guys have to go. Woodward will be gone by the end of the year if the reign comes to end. And hopefully we can get someone, man, because I just want someone who knows how to coach. Not by coach, I mean, by words, on-hand coaching. I told you before also, Tuchel comes in 4 months, he goes to a back 3, he's doing small spaces football with a smaller ball, so that first touch improves, which kind of space you're working in. Someone like that, who knows what he's doing. So anyone of that mold, if you can get them, I'm more than happy.
Yeah, I feel for you, brother. I feel for you, and I really appreciate your presence. It must be like 2 o'clock in the morning in your country or something. What time?
It's gonna be 12:30 here.
Okay, 12:30 in India. Wow, that.
Believe me, Herbert, if you need anybody to talk to, you can always reach me. I understand how it is.
My DM is always open.
I'm not even feeling sad, actually. I was.
So when
no, I'm not feeling sad. I'm more than happy.
Okay, where can we expect an announcement from the club? Do you think it's gonna be tomorrow morning, Saturday in the morning, or something?
I don't think so. Tomorrow morning, because then you have to appoint some interim, and I don't want Darren Fletcher, because you can't sack Darren Fletcher. He's not part of the coaching setup. He's actually given some administrative role, so he will be taken in charge. So I don't want that. So at max, maybe they will give him 1 more game just for so that his legacy is not tarnished. So maybe after that, maybe is there an international break coming up next season, like next month, right? So maybe in that time.
Okay. Well, Herbert, thank you so much. I'm gonna have to go around and to allow other people to say goodbye. Thank you.
Man.
Tomorrow morning we have another show, so we can give you another opportunity to talk. Bobby Smokey, you wanna say goodbye to people, brother? Bobby, you've been with me since the beginning. We had some fight with Bobby, man. Today, Lampard, you don't touch Lampard here.
And trouble is, I'm a Lampard man, but
you don't touch
I just think as a coach,
let's go,
he's got some way to go. Listen, it's always good to be on with you. You know that, Orgs. United, we all can see what their problem is. I wish we could submerge it and they continue to do what they're doing, but I think there's going to come a time where even they are going to pull the plug on this guy. Trouble is, I'm beginning to wonder if anybody really would want that job. It's such a tidy up. It really is such a tidy up.
I'm open to the job, bro. I'm open to the job. You give me the job 1 week, you sack me. I got
sending your application, you might get it.
I got my money, man. I put my money in the pocket after a week and then I leave.
I think they're going to have to get somebody in to do something in two phases. First, they have to come in and clear out the big names, which would be almost impossible to do because of the contracts they have, apart from Pogba, who's not prepared to sign a new contract. And then the second thing would be to get more usable players. It's a big job. It's a big job. I don't feel sorry for them. I'm quite amused by it because they've enjoyed so much success for long. They're in a real pickle. Their biggest mistake, as I said in the beginning, is they're looking to recreate Fergie, whereas those days are gone. You need to accept that everything's different now and move on. That's their problem anyway. Ours is, well, for us as Chelsea, we're doing okay. We've got bigger games to come, but after winning yesterday the way we won, you couldn't ask for any more than what we did. And we should be very hopeful. Interesting to see how we're going to play on Tuesday, though. There'll be a lot of changes, but
Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, of course. But we're going to talk about it tomorrow morning. Another show special for Wednesday, Tuesday, right? Tuesday. So So Bobby,
okay, guys. Thanks.
Get some rest. Get some rest.
See you all later.
See you later.
You too, Bobby.
Cheers, Bobby. Cheers, Bobby.
Thank you. Blue Ice. Please say goodbye to
Ice. People. Yes, man. Yes. Yeah. Today was just poetic justice for Paul Labille, Pogba, man.
Yeah.
I like how everything came around because, hey, man, you don't bring him in when you're 4 goals down. You see when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was walking back down into the tunnel. You see that walk?
Yeah.
Exactly. You see that walk?
Dejection.
No, just if you see that walk, then you know what I'm talking about because I remember the same walk when Paul Pogba was walking out with his red card. So more of the story is if you say you're going to build a project around a young kid, no matter the nature of his performances, you build a project around the young kid and let's see where it ends. Don't just shelve him, put him aside because you have a new boy on the block. And now it's coming back to bite you in the behind. But yeah. And then to Chelsea, fantastic victory yesterday. Cheers to my man Mason Mount.
3, huh?
Oh yeah! Oh my goodness! My goodness, man! That top class. Even though it was a low end game, but top class performance from that young man. That's what we want to start seeing now. Next level progression in his performances. It's not about his hard work. It's about
end product.
And his big moments. How he capitalizes on his big moments, and he did that yesterday. So kudos to the young man. Gentlemen, have a great one, and let's do this again. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Peace. So we have Max. Plug yourself, brother, before we leave. So everybody, let me just pull up something on the screen right now. Burton Ballers, everybody.
I always love listening to Max talk football.
Yeah, so go there, subscribe to this channel, great channel, people. Thank you for helping. Max, the floor is yours.
Appreciate it. And so, now we know money can't buy you success, because everybody's talking about money buying you success. Look, and
It
everyone
can buy
thinking
me
that
a beer.
Newcastle,
I think Newcastle will learn that lesson the hard way.
Exactly. So when you throw a lot of money at a project, Manchester United have thrown in the last couple of years £500 million, and they've just done the scattergun approach. They haven't done targeted transfers. So when you get a lot of egos with a poor manager, that's what you get, embarrassing results. So that's why it makes me appreciate what we've got. So in Tuchel, you know, a manager who knows how to manage, just like Liverpool have got in Klopp, Manchester City have got in Pep, you know. So Manchester United just need to humble themselves, you know, and try and find a system to get the best out of their players. I hope it's not until 37 games into the season that they've stumbled across this system, because I want them out of the top four, you know. I think someone like a West Ham deserve to be in the Champions League next season, because they're a properly coached team. That's what you see with properly coached teams. You know, they haven't got the money, but David Moyes now, you see it with him. You know what happens when you got a coach who knows how to coach a team properly. Chelsea yesterday, we're without two of our players. You know, our two strikers. Everyone thought, you know, this. Okay, we played against Norwich, but you know, we scored 7. We scored 7 without our top guns. And that's because we are a team who know what we're doing. We've got a coach who prepares for every eventuality, and that's what you need. You know, so. Long may it continue. And I said at the beginning of the season, the league is out of Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Forget Manchester United, and I still think it's out of those 3. With Liverpool, though, it's different with us and Liverpool. The difference is we don't have to rely on one player. As I said, we saw it yesterday when our Lukaku thing was out. We got goal scorers from every single position. Manchester, we scored 10 outfield players on the pitch yesterday. All of them has contributed with a goal or an assist this season. You know, Liverpool with Salah, if Salah's missing from Liverpool or Mane, which they will be when they go to the African Cup of Nations, then I think they will struggle a little bit without those players, you know. So even that's why I say us and Man City probably more so than Liverpool, because Manchester's like Chelsea have got players who can score from all positions in their team as well. So I'm looking forward to a good title race anyway. So may the best team win, and hopefully that team is the Chelsea. So up the Chelsea. And again, thank you for having me on your show. And
no problem, brother. No problem. Everybody, Max from the Burton Bowlers, go subscribe to the channel. And
appreciate Max.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Coach Chile as well. Yeah. Take care,
See
mate.
you, brother. Take care.
Yeah. All right. Nice one.
All right. Let's go to the man himself. Today you didn't fight me that much, but I'm waiting for you, man.
But today I think it's one of the best for me on this channel. Yeah, we have a lot of people that understand what they're talking about. It wasn't just a mere fight. Yeah.
Let's go. Plug yourself, brother.
Yeah, and first I'd like to say something about the Chelsea 7-0 trashing of Norwich City. It wasn't a coincidence. Norwich City wasn't that poor. It was just few weeks. That is long work that Chelsea has been putting in the training ground. The whole thing came to fruition. It came together on that day, and they performed extraordinarily well. And that was why they were able to trash Norwich City. So yeah, kudos to Chelsea, and no disrespect to Norwich City, we're just better. So yeah, it is Chelsea perspective on Instagram, on Reddit, on Twitter, on YouTube, and also on Tumblr. So go check it out, and if you like what you see, please subscribe and also help me tell others about the channel so we can grow together. And special thanks to Ogs, who always finds a way to promote a brother's channel and also tell the world about me. I sincerely do appreciate that. And that's why you've continued to see growth for both of your channels, the Green Thought and also Fans FC will continue to grow, and you get good karma for the good things you do for people. So thank you very much.
No problem, brother. Anytime. Thank you for helping, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Chelsea and the game on Tuesday and all the good stuff, man. Take care.
All right, bro.
All right. So there's a guy on the stream that he just left, Mr. Martin. Hello, I wanted to take you for a few seconds, but he just left. So I'll see you next time, Mr. Yep, it's too late. So people, yeah, he's there. Hello, can you hear? No. No, he's not ready. Hello?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Hello?
Yes, what do you have to say quickly?
Yeah,
it's the end already. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
Okay, no problem. So I just want to say hi and greet everyone. The match was so boring. So I could not believe that something will happen. Yeah, it was so boring. So I could not even believe that would happen. Yeah. So to be sincerely, I don't know what is going.
Yeah, you are freezing, my brother. You have a little bit of problem with your audio, but let's wait and see what's going to happen tomorrow morning if Oli will continue to be the Man United manager. People, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.